Hi, everybody. Jim Graham here for Beyond the Cage, presented by Fight Chicks. On the line, we have a special guest joining us. He will be fighting down in Brazil on November 8th for the UFC. He is Mr. Tim Gorman. And Tim, thanks for coming on Beyond the Cage.
Hey, it's a pleasure.
All right, Tim, Halloween is about 2 weeks away, and I was wondering, you have your Halloween costume already picked out?
No, I actually haven't picked it out yet. I was thinking about going as an Oompa Loompa.
That would be great. Would you go with some other Oompa Loompas, or would it just be you going solo on that?
Well, I don't know. I'm training with Team Alpha Male out here, and it's primarily a smaller guy group. It's pretty much 155 and under. So I was hoping maybe we could get the team to go out as Oompa Loompas or Smurfs or something.
Oh man, that would be great. If you can get that to happen, you definitely got to share that photo with everyone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, well, when you're not doing MMA, what do you like to do for fun, Tim?
Pretty much I just look forward to the weekends, going out with my friends. I always hit up the bars. I just don't drink. Just go out, socialize, and enjoy time with friends.
Now, I know you're staying out there in California for this camp, training with Team Alpha Male, as you said, but do you like California better than where you're at from in Iowa, or does it not matter to you?
I love my hometown of Des Moines just because I'm friends with everybody in the city. And Sacramento is awesome. For the UFC fights, the team will get together for the last ones. We went over to Uriah Faber's house and checked out the fights. That was pretty fun. But, I like being home the most, I'd say. When you're in camp and you're getting prepared for a fight, you need to stay focused. I think it's good being out here in California, staying away from any distractions that might get in the way.
Now, of course, you were on The Ultimate Fighter, and this recent season just started up a few weeks ago, and I was wondering if you've been watching it all.
No, I actually haven't been watching it.
Now, when we go back to your season of The Ultimate Fighter, it ended up being won by Chris Holdsworth for the fellas and Juliana Pena for the women.
Yep.
And kind of looking back at
I'm actually training with Chris Holdsworth right now. He's at Team Alpha Male.
Yeah, absolutely he is.
One of the reasons I came out here is to train with all these upper-level guys in my weight class. So.
Now, when you look at him, and like you said, he's one of the upper-level guys with, Uriah Faber, Chad Mendez, TJ Dillashaw, those guys out there, and, Juliana Pena. Were those two fighters that, when you kind of interacted with them, obviously they were on your same team on The Ultimate Fighter, were those two you thought that could go on to win the whole season like they did?
Honestly, I had no idea. I mean, the title was up for grabs for anybody, so, I didn't know.
Now, I know on The Ultimate Fighter, you weren't a fan of one of the coaches there, Mr. Brian Caraway, and I know you're focused
on the fight coming up in November. I didn't have anything against him.
No?
No.
Is that a fight you would like to have, though, regardless of any feelings, though, in the near future?
Well, I was thinking I need to take care of this first fight, make sure I get a win before I start talking any smack,
Absolutely.
But if I win, I got to take out Caraway.
Now, we're about 3 weeks from your fight down there in Brazil. How's your weight looking at right now?
It's looking good. I'm at like 151 right now. So I believe it's going to be a really easy cut. I'm going to feel healthy, fully energized, and ready to get in there and smash.
Now, have you ever thought about fighting at 125, or is that too much weight to cut?
No, actually, I think 25 would be a really good weight class for me. I think if I dieted full time, that 25 is definitely where I need to go for the next one.
Now, your last fight in the UFC was your debut back in April against Mitch Gagnon. And
right.
What were you able to take away from that fight?
I just learned there were some things I needed to work on, like my takedowns, cage work, and my takedowns and cage work.
Now, in that fight, he had you in a lot of different submission attempts, and was he ever close to stopping you with any of them?
No. I felt comfortable in all the positions I was in, and was just focused on trying to get the win, but I proved to be the better fighter that night, and my hat's off to him.
Now, when you kind of look back, of course, you didn't get submitted by Mitch Gagon. He's gone on to submit, I believe now, 3 guys in a row. Is that kind of,
right.
You kind of wear that as a badge of honor? Like, man, I went in there with that guy. He gave me his best, and I didn't tap it. All these other guys did.
Nah, I really don't wear it as a badge of honor. It's more of a relief than anything because I was pretty upset after that fight and didn't know if I had a place in the UFC because, you know, I really believed I was going to win that fight. And just taking that loss, my debut, just was pretty frustrating and took away a little motivation. So seeing him continue to win and his next fight's against Eddie Barral, I believe, who was the ex-champion of the UFC, stirred me up and got me pretty motivated knowing that he's a game fighter in the UFC. And yeah, I guess the fact that I went 3 rounds with him made me realize that I can hang in the UFC and I got some matches to win.
Now, when you fought back in April, that was the first time you had fought in about 18 months. Did you feel like you had any ring rust in that fight?
No, I didn't feel like I had any ring rust. But I think for this next one, you're going to see some fireworks. I think you're going to see a lot of improvement, and I'm going for the knockout.
Now, in your fight coming up in November, you'll be fighting a Brazilian in Brazil.
Right.
Did that give you any cause for concern when you booked this fight?
No, not really. If anything, I feel like he's got more pressure. I mean, he has all his friends and family watching. They're all going to be there. And I know how big the sport is out there. So, I mean, if he loses, he's got to deal with that on his own turf. And I just feel like there's actually more pressure on him. And I'm just going to go out there and let the hands fly.
Now, your opponent on the 8th is Thomas Almeida. He will be making his UFC debut. What can you tell us about him?
Pretty much I've seen he's a stand-up fighter, real good at takedown defense. And I've been watching his stand-up. I feel like I'm a better stand-up fighter and plans to go in there and just give him the old KO.
Now, he's undefeated in his career. Does it give you any sort of extra motivation or extra sort of boost to go in there and hand him his first loss?
Oh, yeah, big time. It definitely gets me fired up, gets me motivated, and makes me feel like it'll be a really good win under my belt.
Now, the main event of your fight card in November 8th is Shogun Rua against Jimmy Manua, and I was wondering if you had a pick for the main event.
I'd probably go for Shogun.
All right, he is Mr. Tim Gorman. You can follow him on Twitter at Timmy Gorman MMA. Tim, thanks for coming on the show. Wish you the best of luck on the 8th of November, and look forward to having you on again sometime soon.
All right, thanks a lot, man. It was good talking to you guys.
Once again, that was Tim Gorman right here on Beyond the Cage, presented by Fight Chicks.